I call the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe. Tēnei e tāpiri atu āku mihi kia koutou, kua tai mai ki te whakarongo, ki tēnei wāhanga o tā koutou pere, mō te tukitanga o ā koutou kreme. Nō reira, ki te rōpū kāhui o Maungaharuru-Tangitu, nei te mihi mai oha ki a koutou katoa. Mr. Speaker, it gives me great privilege to be able to join other speakers and acknowledge Mika Whaitiri, the member for Ikuroa Rāwhiti, on this first reading of the Maungaharuru-Tangitu Hapu Claims Settlement Bill. I'll be brief because we have two other readings to go, and I'm pleased that this bill will come to the Māori Affairs Select Committee, that we will have a robust round of hearing submissions, that we will give this bill the scrutiny that it deserves to ensure that the deed of settlement aligns to the legislation that has been prepared for you to give effect to the agreements that your negotiators have come up with. And it's an important part of the process, even though people see it as pro forma. It is important for the Select Committee to scrutinise, is what was intended in the deed of settlement reflected adequately in the legislation? And we can ask, as members of that Select Committee, of the officials, of those who have been involved, what the specific elements in your bill have been to ensure that everything you intend to happen can happen. The proof of the pudding, as you know, though, is in the eating. So the hard work of getting to this point of reaching a settlement and your legislation seems so much more, I guess, more of a step towards an even harder task of implementing and giving effect to every part of what you want to see happen in the future. So, Mr. Speaker, my humble comments here, as I have no, I guess, inherent knowledge of the rohe and the people, I have some understanding of the dynamics of what's happening in the settlement space. And as I understand it, for Ngāti Kahungunu, as a whole iwi, it covers a big area. So what they have managed to do, I think, have provided a bit of a model for other iwi perhaps to think about. And it's always a very difficult space about how do you manage the dynamics between your collective iwi interests and also your hapu interests. And as I understand it, having had a conversation over the campaign trail with Mika, and we were actually driving past Tūtera Lake when she was explaining this to me, she said, you know, Nanaia, the way that Ngāti Kahungunu have approached it is that for the fisheries settlement, we kept that as a collective asset for the whole iwi. And so that's managed under the Ngāti Kahungunu iwi umbrella. However, for Hapu, the land claims, they were able to ensure or keep the door open so that each Hapu or cluster of Hapu can negotiate their own outcomes. Now, there's some wisdom in that. There are 6 large natural groupings throughout the district of Ngāti Kahungunu. So we've already had, as members will recall, Pāhauwera come here with their particular claims in their rohe. Now we have Maungaharuru and Tangitu Hapu. Now the wisdom of it is to ensure that the rangatiratanga and the mana of Hapu collectives under a larger grouping, but can be maintained in a very practical way. So I was quite fascinated with this as Mika was explaining it to me on our drive from Hastings down to Wellington. I said to her, you know, you mean to say that it's okay with the iwi to allow this type of arrangement to happen? And the response simply was yes, because the relationship is really important. And while we recognise that at the iwi level some things can be done collectively, more importantly, some things must be done at the hapu level. So we have had lots of debates in this House about models of settlements where the tensions between the iwi aspiration and the hapu aspiration have not been well aligned. And here now we have a model that is starting to set, I guess, the type of footprint or template, whatever you would like to call it, as a way of doing things. So I guess in some reflection people can say that some iwi have learnt by observing other settlements and say, well, what they don't want to do and how they want to do things better, and we can only applaud that level of wisdom coming into the settlement space. Mr. Speaker, there are many aspects of this settlement, as I said previously, that will deserve the good scrutiny of the Mining Affairs Select Committee. There are statutory acknowledgements that I think are significant. The issues around the naming and rectifying naming, I think, is going to be, again, another model that many settlements will follow to ensure that place names are adequately and correctly referenced, and also issues around relationship agreements. And again, it's in these types of agreements that the proof of the pudding will be in the implementation. And while iwi certainly maintain a level of consistency in leadership and institutional knowledge, there's ongoing change within government departments, within ministries and officials. So retaining the same level of institutional commitment to the implementation of settlements is a point that I raised yesterday in the House, and that requires leadership. And that will require leadership not just of the government of the day, but leadership from other parties in the House who are committed to ensuring that the treaty settlement process is an enduring one, a lasting one, and one that will achieve the highest aspirations of iwi within their rohe. Nō reira, kia koutou katoa mō tēnei wāhanga o te pire, iti tēnei kōrero. Ko te tino hia, ka whakahokia mai te pire e mui te aroro o ngā kaitua rangapū ki te whakamārama nā te hohunutanga o a koutou tutukitanga e roto i te pire nei. So, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to take that brief opportunity to add my support to this process for Maungaharuru-Tangitu in the first reading of their bill. And when the bill comes back in for its second reading, I hope to ensure that we can have a great level of detail arising from the submissions and adding to the rich kōrero around ways in which this settlement will help these people, this hapu, reach their opportunity to do things for themselves and forge a way forward in the future. Kia ora koutou katoa.
I call Claudette.